Okay, so Mazu is fine now and we can go in the 100% power to the second match. With the 100% power.
Okay, so we have a starting game on Fighting Spirit between Terror and DragOn. Terror, the blue Terran in the bottom right corner, whereas the Protoss Dragon, the orange player with the upper left position.
Yeah, this is the cross position, so we can assume that this game should be a little bit longer because if Dragon would go with a fast Nexus build as the world did, it is a little bit harder to
It is more
push from
difficult
Terran.
to punish, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I will make my microphone a little bit lower as well. Let me know if it's better right now. Okay, so do you know Dragon Pain? I believe you was playing a lot back in like 2 years ago. You was playing a lot, and I believe Dragon was also very active these days. Yeah, or am I wrong?
Yeah, but yeah, yes. I played a lot with Terror because we were in one team back in the days, and as well with Dragon a lot of games. But he plays ZVP. He doesn't play PvP, so
Oh, I understand. So it was hard
like
to.
different matchup.
And this is the really weird spot for the barracks. So maybe this is the spot anti fast nexus build because he would have marines a little bit closer to the entrance and he will have them a little bit quicker into the Protoss expansion.
He will probably do the fast expansion build without the gas.
Oh yeah, because he's not making a gas and the barracks are almost done. So we will see the different situation. I mean, the last game Protoss went for fast nexus, and right now we are going to see Terran going for fast nexus, and I believe Protoss will try to punish him for that.
He might try, but it will be very difficult to do on this cross positions. Especially that Dragon still didn't scout at it.
Yeah, and now this wall should be tight against Zealot. This is really funny. So one Marine the Zealot should go all the way through and
Around.
yeah, around the command center and supply depot. I'm curious why TerrOru is not making gas right now because I was thinking that this is the case to do it as quick as
Uh,
possible after the command center.
yeah, he probably should. But the strange thing is that that Dragon didn't scout yet. Didn't he doesn't know that first of all this is a fast expansion build. Second, what is their position? So basically, he plays blind.
Yeah, he plays, but he have STV in the main, and right now the Zealot is scouting. The only Zealot is scouting. So this is really weird because StarCraft is the scouting game, and uh, and it's really hard to play if you don't know what you're playing against.
Especially when nowadays Terrans are quite often doing some kind of different variation of fast expansion builds. So as we have an example in this game, sometimes they play 14cc, not too often, but it happens.
Yeah.
There is also the standard build after the factory and tank push to make the command center. But still, Dragon just noticed the expansion of Terror And now is the question: will he try to do some kind of, I don't know, push, try to punish it, or he will try to take another expansion
Yeah,
and
I believe this is the way to approach to it. He should do another expansion because right now his Nexus is only halfway done, and Tegor already mined a lot from his expansion, so he's really behind in minerals. So
yeah,
maybe
and
the Nexus is the way.
we can see on the 12th that he has a probe in the second expansion place, and probably he will do as we just discussed. Although this is also a risky move.
Yeah,
Dragon has to be cautious. If, for example, Terran tries to do some kind of 5 fact push, he will have really a lot of problems defending it. So a lot depends on the scouts.
yeah, but right now he's trying to do as much as possible, but I don't believe it's really enough. I believe Terror was prepared that he will have to repair with 4 or 5 STVs and get them out from mining.
Terror has now 2 factories, whereas the Protoss player only 1 gateway.
And the siege mode will finish in the 10 seconds, so he will be safe for sure with this. And he's forget to repair bunker, it was really close. And the guys are laughing that I'm streaming from the bathroom because I don't have my camera on. I'm streaming from the regular spot, but unfortunately something is not working, and I'm not casting from the I believe this is the exact name from the game, but only from the window. So you can see everything I can see in my window because something is not working with my open broadcast studio. So that's why this is how it is. But maybe it is better without my face. You can focus on the StarCraft, the hardest game in the world.
There are guys in the chat right to turn off the progress of the replay.
Yeah, I did it at the beginning.
Oh,
That's really
okay.
good that he reminded me. So thank you, Tangard. I did it. So right now it should be fine.
Okay, let's go back to the game.
And right now I believe if the expansion at the 12 o'clock finished, DragOn will try to buy some times just to mine from it to get advantage by having this extra money. And the question is what is Terror going to do? And we see that he's doing another command center, so he will go for another expansion.
Yeah, it's easier on Fighting Spirit to take the next expansion and defend it. Probably he will try to do some kind of 2-1 timing push after the second expansion or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm not really familiar with the Terran versus Protoss strategies, but when I'm watching the pro games, it always looks like Protoss Zek is trying to Terran is trying to get 3 expansions, make 6 factories, and have limit with 2-1 upgrades, and then leave the base and kill the Protoss with this limit. So
Yeah, that looks quite that is quite often the case.
So what Protoss needs to do, because we can see carriers really often these days. Is that the perfect answer to?
I think that it depends because if the carriers will be scouted before they will go to the magical number of 4 carriers, when usually players to their opponent that they're going this strategy. Um, but I prefer to go with the arbiter option Although sometimes it's difficult to manage in time to do, because as we can see, quite often there's a case where the arbiter doesn't have its energy to make the status field.
Yeah.
Although I prefer that option due to the fact that usually you have your ground army quite significant. When you're going with carriers, it's quite often the case that you have a very limited number of gateway units.
And you want to
And
buy time with these
yeah,
units as much as you can just to build
yeah.
at least 4 carriers.
And Dragon is going for carriers.
Yeah, so that's why I saw that Bonnie is doing carriers all the time in Protoss versus Terran, and it's working really well for him. So mm, it always, when I'm watching the replay, it always looks for me that there is really hard thing to do, that to kill this Terran. This is the huge amount of units, ground units, and somehow the Protoss, the Bonnie for sure, right? I'm not sure if every Protoss is able to punish this army. So with a relatively small force of units, ground units, as a Protoss.
Bonnie and his famous carriers are really sick. His micro with them, really impressive. And but first of all, the most important factor when Bonnie is using his carriers, he's using them in a smart way. Usually he tries to divide the army, go to the expansion, and then go back to the army, kill out a unit or two, then try to poke around on the map, always on the high ground. So basically it's difficult for the Terran player to move around the map because he has to be in several different places at once.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie is buying, and not only Bonnie, but the Terrans, Protoss players that go with the strategy, they have time to gate up, build a lot of gateway units. Of course, carriers make calls that Terran players need to change their army composition. There are a lot of less vultures, more Goliaths. So basically, the Goliaths are worse against ground army, Protoss ground army. And then in the late game, the Protoss player is able to punish the army composition.
Yeah, because if you are spending gas to build Goliaths, you can't spend it to build a tank. So your army as a Terran against a ground army of Protoss is already weaker. So I believe you can do carriers only just to change the unit composition of Terran. You can do 4 carriers and then makes all the ground army unit.
Yeah, Terran went up to 8 factories and 170 limit, whereas Protoss has also 170 limit and 248 getaways. So basically, I feel that the Protoss players should have more getaways. Of course, if you count the Stargate, then we can go to the total amount of 10.
But isn't it that Protoss should have at least one base more than Terran in this case? Because I believe Terran with 3 bases can really macro up the Protoss, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just looking at it from their perspective.
Okay, and we have
the fight!
and the Shuttle manages to drop some Zealots.
Oh yeah, that's really close, but there are a lot of Goliaths here. And only 2 carriers from DragOn.
Yeah.
A lot of tanks left.
I don't know if you noticed that Terran target fired Dragoons, not Zealots.
Oh, with the tanks, just to not splash his
Yeah.
own units.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so four carriers and really hard situation from DragOn because he lost almost all of his ground army, and right now Terran is almost in front of his main, and he is not having a lot of time just to reproduce his army.
If Terran would attack when Dragon had uh, 4 carriers, I think that the fight would go in a totally opposite way. Although the Terran really did a correct timing push.
Yeah, really correct.
That.
And right now he's killing all the interceptors, so it's really hard to build enough interceptors just to kill anything for Dragon. And these carriers have no fuel.
Okay, then we have GG.
And this is, oh, just like it was in the screen, 1-0 for TerrOru.
Circuit Breaker. So, Dragon picked this map.
Is it a good map for the Protoss against Terran? It looks like macro map for me.
Yes, there's a lot of expansions. It's a macro map. It's a open map, so this will be an advantage for Protoss player. Although I don't know if it's a very Protoss favorite map. I wouldn't say that it's rather balanced.
Yeah, let's hope that this map, which we are playing the most, which is Fighting Spirit and Circuit Breaker, they are pretty balanced, because in the other way, why would we play them so much?
Yeah.
And I saw that, guys. We launched yesterday the another league of Bombastic StarLeague 4, which is the ladder tournament. I believe Mazu remember the first and second one, because we was casting it, and it was only for Polish players, and right now we have it for everybody. So already in 24 hours, 50 almost over 50 people sign up, so it's really good score. I didn't expect that interest, so I'm really happy. And if you didn't hear about it, you can find it on the Team Liquid. It's Bombastic StarLeague 4. So let's get back into the game. We have Terror in the top right position as a red Terran, and the Dragon in the top left position and as a yellow Protoss. And
I think that we will see the same strategies from both players. Dragon isn't trying to do any kind of shenanigans like getaways on the middle or 12 Nexus, whereas Terran is doing his barracks on the low ground, quite similar to the prior game.
And
So
we will see if Protoss will scout this time, because if he would scout this expansion, I'm sure that he would react differently.
probably so. There's a number of openings, number of strategies that might punish, a number of possibilities that might punish this kind of build made by Terran. But as you notice and stay in last game, he needs to know.
I really would
But
like...
still, he didn't send out a probe.
Yeah, he didn't send it, and I believe he will scout with this Zealot the same as in the last game. But I really would like to have Blizzard add a little statistic in the peons, like probes, drone and SCVs, just to show how much did they mind It would be really funny to know how much minerals did Joe probe and drone mind.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, Bonnie didn't show up. He have some kind of mm, things he needs to take care of, which are studies, I believe, and he wants to study for exams and then focus on the StarCraft. This is what I heard, and this is the exact opening from the Terran and exact time to find about it. Maybe a little bit earlier because he found it at the first spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Although he didn't do nothing. No, no damage was done.
Yeah. So so I don't think that this, I believe, 1 minute earlier scout will help DragOn much because he decided what he wants to do and he needs to go on with it. Maybe he can cancel another Dragoon, but I believe he needs to put some pressure on this bunker. Oh, really sneaky move by TerrOru. He wants to kill the Zealot. The Zealot is in hold position and he touched him a little bit.
Yeah, but Terror managed to sneak a STV down, and now he'll be going into the Protoss base. That's a really good move because when Protoss scouted the opening of the Terran, like I said, there can be a variety of different strategies to punish the Terran, or he can play standard like he plays now.
Yeah, and if he didn't know that he's playing against Dark Templars or against Weaver, he would have to prepare for everything. And right now, if he will have information from scouting, he can adjust just to the things that are happening in the Protoss.
Yeah.
And he see robotics facility and the exact time, so he don't need to worry about Dark Templars anymore.
He also head bumped into the probe that went to the place the second expansion of Protoss. So he might assume that the game will go in a similar way, that the Protoss is doing similar opening.
Yeah, but I believe this is the better position for a third expansion for Protoss than this mineral only, because this mineral only is really easy to kill by Terra.
Yeah, from the high ground, first of all. Second of all, it would be in the line of expansion or of the push of Terran, so probably the next expansion of the Terran player would be the mineral only, and the next the expansion between the mains of both players. So if he would take the mineral only, he would go into
In the line between, I believe, in the crossfire.
Yeah, probably so. And now when he takes his second expansion on the middle, he causes that the Terran will have to go through the whole map in line to kill this expansion. Moreover, it's a very open positioned. So basically, if Terran will move his tanks to kill the expansion, the Protoss player might just flank from each and every position Terran's army.
And if the Terran will decide to go through this 12 o'clock base and just do the contain, he will not kill this mineral only. So this is the thing, yeah. And the gas is another issue.
Yeah. But going back to the game, we can see that both players are playing exactly the same strategy as in the first game. So both players are double expanding, similar build, even similar build and placement. But
Yeah.
let's see what will DragOn do, because we can assume that the turn player will do a similar strategy, but let's see if DragOn will go again into carriers.
Yeah,
It didn't work last time, but maybe this time it will.
why wouldn't TerrOru do the same strategy if it works so well? So
Yeah, right.
Protoss just should do something differently and find a way to kill TerrOru in a different way. This line of tanks is really hard to break, even if you have a lot of dragoons. This tank splash damage and the range of shooting is pretty enough. I don't think Dragon can do anything just to prevent from this expansion to mind for Terran.
Without a shuttle, there is nothing he can do. Yeah.
Yeah, he's making Citadel of Adun, so probably he will want to go for the carriers as in the last game. Because you need to have a Templar Archives just to make a fleet beacon, yeah?
No, no. It's for arbiters. You don't have to have a Templar's Archive for fleet bacon.
Oh.
Carriers, oh, you need to have the Templar tech for arbiters.
Oh, I understand.
But this time Dragon is doing more, placing more gateways, so quite possibly he will do something different.
Oh yeah, it will be macro build. I really like it. This is my strategy of Protoss. Pure Dragon and Zealots army composition and mass Zealots and Dragoons and flanking. This is all I can do with Protoss against them.
That's something. That's good. But basically, when Terran will reach his limits and will have upgrades, then it's difficult to break the Terran army.
Yeah, without any tech units like Storms or Arbiters or even Reavers.
In the late game, Reavers aren't as powerful as in the early game. The best options is Arbiter, I think. Because
it's easiest to control.
Yeah, and the problems, but Templars are also a good option, but they're very difficult to manage. First of all, they are slower than most of the army. Second of all, due to the range and speed of Terran's army, range in terms of tank shots and speed in case of vultures, they can be easily sniped. So you need to have them in the shadows. Then they are an easy target for Goliaths. So like I said, it's a tricky thing with the storms.
And right now Dragon have really big limit advantage. It's like 30 limits more than TerrOru, but I don't believe he can do anything with this force. What do you think? But maybe this is a lot of Dragoons, a lot of Zealots. He have a shuttle. If he will do it perfectly, like the Wolf did against Gargoyle or Taucros, maybe it would work.
I think it's gonna be really difficult. It's gonna be really difficult for the Protoss player to do something.
Yeah. But he have a Zealots, but this is the mistake is that he's shooting to the supply depot and the barracks. They tanked so much damage, these buildings. And now the unit, the limit advantage is gone. This is 20 limit advantage in favor of TerrOru. So it was not really good attack from Protoss.
Yeah, in the same time, the Protoss player wanted to take the bottom left expansions, but Terran sniped SCV the probe.
And this is 8 factories right now. It's really hard to play against Terran with good upgrades and 8 factories, because even if Dragon have his own 8 gateways, it's not enough to fight with 8 factories. Yeah, he has
8 gateways.
He has 8 gateways, and Terran have 8 factories. So I believe this advantages Terran a little bit.
Yes, That's right. Um, Terran now can just pump and spam with vultures, and I think that he would manage even to kill the Protoss player only with vultures. And the Terran is taking a sneaky expansion on the bottom right.
And he's mining the way to this expansion, so it should be pretty safe right now. And there are mines in the position when DragOn is trying to put his Nexus,
Yeah.
but Terror almost have a full limit of units, so this push is pretty scary.
Yeah, and we can see no tech from the Protoss player as for now, so the push will be... I think that Terran will just go through.
So DragOn is making my unit composition, only Dragons and Zealots. And I never won against any good Terran, so it should not work for him also. Yeah, but it was not as bad as I think for Protoss.
Yeah, but still, the Terran player has 12 tanks left.
Yeah. But maybe right now he will be able to kill all these tanks.
Yeah, that was a bad move by TerrOru.
He should take the vultures. He shouldn't unsiege the tanks without the vultures.
Right, yeah, that's right. But still, the macro and again economic-wise, TerrOru is so ahead that I think that it won't matter in the long run that this attack didn't go as planned.
What is going on? Protoss is attacking. The limit is equal, which I think favors Terran player.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, but we'll see what he will manage to do with his arbiters.
Yeah, because they will be in the double arbiters, so it's really nice. It's good that he made this mineral only. He should mine from it, and maybe it will give him some money just to get back into this game. Because this base in the bottom corner is pretty scary for Protoss.
Yeah, and Terran is adding another 2 factories, so he will go up to 10. But what's curious is that he doesn't have a science facility. He doesn't have science vessels.
Yeah. So if the arbiters will last long enough, he will be out of the scans.
That's right, and the more another thing is that he can make upgrades. He's stuck on 1-1.
Oh yeah.
Can, so basically, that's a huge deal for the Terran player.
Yeah, the upgrades for mech are the most crucial, I believe. They are changing the most from all the upgrades in the game. Because tank have like 70 damage with the siege mode, and with the upgrades he have 85. So I'm not sure how it's working with a splash damage, if it's also equally splitted, but let's see. I believe it is. And there are 3 zealots in the middle of the map. I don't believe he should lose these zealots like that.
When I see zealots dying like that, I want to cry.
Every Protoss does, I believe. And this expansion will be denied. But a lot of vultures died. Yeah, once again.
But that isn't a big deal. as we can see that Terran has at least 1.5 thousand bang, so he can just spam vultures, and in the same time adding new tanks to the terrifying ball of death that will just run through DragOn probably.
Yeah, because when Terran wants to move out, he wants to have a really good unit composition. He don't want to have only vultures. So maybe this is why he sacrificed them. He used the mines and then he decided he wants to replace it with the tanks or Goliaths.
Look at the first expansion of Terran. Double CC, another CC is flying on the 12.
Yeah, but this attack, the units from Terran are really clumped up in the one spot, so it will be really hard to break the Protoss army. But maybe there are reinforcements coming.
Really good use of arbiters. That was really good.
Yeah, that's for sure. But he also needs to hold this position to kill these units after the status ends. Oh, StarMu! Don't... Ah! Double StarMu dies to the mines. And Dragon's position looks better than I was expected after this first attack failing.
Yeah, I must say the same thing. Yeah, I thought that the game would be far over, but DragOn played very well, and the usage of the arbiters is really good.
But will he be able to punish... All he needs to do right now, he needs to kill the expansion on the bottom corner, and then he will have a chance to get back into this game for sure, like to have huge advantage, because he have a unit advantage like right now, but economical advantage is still on the side of Terran, I believe. Yeah, he's going to this expansion, so it might be the window of opportunity, because even if TerrOru have 2000 minerals, he can't produce all they limit in the one round from these factories.
I really don't like that Terran is going out without the science vessels.
Yeah, because only 1 second can make these units go a little bit too close. He managed to status his own observer, but this is no problem. 3 tanks, 1 Goliath and 2 vultures is definitely enough for 1 status. But what Protoss can do... Oh, he's moving to the mines with this army. And this attack from the both direction from DragOn. There are storms here, so he can really do the crucial damage.
Really nice surround.
Yeah. Extremely good flank by Protoss. And oh, there is fleet army, 3 observers and 3 arbiters. The arbiter is going to fall. Arbiter with energy, unfortunately.
And from a situation where Terran was way ahead, I think,
Yeah.
it ended like Terran is in pieces. It looks like there's no way to coming back into the game.
Yeah, Protoss have all the expansions he needs. He have really good economy. He have even 6 cannons in the natural expansion in case of some vulture harassment. So I'm not sure what TerrOru can do just to get back into this game, because he have no mining. Oh, he's mining for the bottom expansion right now, but Protoss is mining from 3 expansions at least.
3.5.
Yeah.
And the fourth is ending.
Whoa. The Protoss units are going through the mines, but there are a lot of Protoss. It should be enough. Black Snow, it started I believe 2 months ago, and right now we are having the finals. Today is the day we are casting the games until the semi-finals, and next week on Saturday we will have the Bombastic StarLeague King, I believe. King of Bombastic, yeah. And it's really hard for TerrOru to get back. He have only 111 limit against 190 from DragOn, and he still have 1,500 bank.
Yeah, DragOn played it really cool. Really cool.
I believe TerrOru was maybe too sure of his skill, and he didn't pay attention a lot to the attacks, and he did everything well, but not attacks.
Yeah, I think that the fact that he didn't have science vessels when he first met the arbiters was the crucial thing. And the first attack where he lost those 12 tanks.
So we have a 1-1 GG, and
Yeah.
we'll have 3 games. This is the winner bracket, so it's really interesting. Yeah, so you guys can use Bob Mob because I allowed this extension to be in the game. This mob help us to earn, I believe, to gather the prize pool for the next tournament. So I believe this is really cool extension. So you can try to use it.
Okay, the third game, DragOn as the purple Protoss spawned in the bottom position, whereas Terror as the brown Terran spawned on the upper left position. I'm quite curious if both players will play the same or if Terror has something special prepared, because as I understand, this is Terror's map of choice.
Yeah, it should be, because I know that TerrOru was playing against DragOn in this map, and he was doing some really crazy dropships shenanigans. He was trying to distract Draco while he was fighting in the middle. He was doing drops, and it worked really well for him. So I believe he feels pretty confident on this map.
I'm pretty curious if we'll see the same or something.
Because when we was talking about game The World versus Gargoyle, you told me that you believe this map is better for Protoss. I also think that, so... And Gargoyle also took this map, yeah? After losing.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Both Terran are choosing this map. It's really interesting. Okay, I'm back into the game. And another game, and TerrOru is doing this barracks in front of his entrance to the main. This is his style.
Same as DragOn is in scouting.
No scout.
No scout brothers. Yeah. But on the other hand, that is a really Good move, to be honest, because with the money that he saved, because he didn't lose mining time of the scouting probe, he can do, for example, a second getaway faster. He can afford the Zealot, because usually you can afford to scout, do the Zealot, do the range, and Cyber Core, etc., etc.
Yeah,
So that's pretty smart.
it should be something like 40 to 50 minerals, this one prop, so it's pretty much for this stage of the game. But in the first game DragOn did carriers and it do not went really well, so in the second game macro game was really his thing to do, and right now I believe he also should do more macro game than carriers, especially that there is not a lot of cliffs on the Taucros when you can fly with the carriers.
Basically, the only cliff is surrounding your main, but on the middle, to move around the map, it will be very, very difficult. Around a lot of open places where the carriers could be catched by Goliaths, so no, I think that we won't see any carriers in this game.
Hmm. Yeah, and Zealot scouted the wrong direction, so it's good that it is three players map,
And
so
we have,
Dragon knows where TerrOru is.
yeah, and we have a pylon on the middle, so probably we will see two more getaways and bust.
Maybe two more gateways or maybe a robotics facility.
I think that if he would try the robotic facility, he would have to do it a little bit closer to the main of Terran.
Yeah, I believe it's
I
two.
think that two gateways.
Oh yeah. Ah, Dragon Arrow. Maybe even three gateways. Yeah, three gateways.
But
Really?
the thing is that the scouting SCV.
Oh my god, Tego scouted in the last game and it worked perfectly because he saw robotics facility in the way, and right now he can see the gateways. Will he see them?
I
Oh,
think he
he's
will.
going in this direction. Oh yeah, he have a map hack. Okay, confirmed. So right now, second bunker maybe. I'm not sure what he can do. Oh, he's making starport. He don't care about the gateways.
Yeah, but to be honest, if we will manage to defend in some way, a dropship will be a perfect option to punish Terran, the Protoss. So,
Yeah, because Protoss will not have a shuttle to prevent Terran from getting the cliff over his natural expansion. So so it's really smart.
yeah, but Protoss is committing to it, to this strategy. He's cutting props. He isn't doing an expansion.
So
So
it should
probably,
work if he wants to win.
yeah,
This is all in.
yeah. There's no plan B.
Yeah, maybe if he will take. I'm not sure how to take it. If he will deal enough damage, maybe he will have something else to do in this game. But if Terror will defend on at this stage with expansion with a lot of SCV, it will be nothing more just to give up. Yeah, and even killing this one bunker is not enough because
Yeah.
he still have another one. Oh my god.
Ow.
Oopsie
That
doopsie.
hurts.
Yeah.
Zugu.
Yeah, he killed one tank, but will it be enough? Hmm. He's making another bunker just to make sure that he will survive. Yeah, DragOn is not giving up. He's still making dragons, like the nickname says.
No probes, no expansion. He's fully committing to this option.
Yeah, and right now he even have turret in case Dragon would change his mind and make some sneaky Death Templars.
Mhm.
And he's going in! Oh, it will be really hard. It's hard to watch.
Top bunkers.
GG. So, TerrOru advanced. 2-1.
This could work if Terror wouldn't scout it. Yes, I think that the second bunker did the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, second bunker did the deal because he lost one and then he have a place to stabilize his defense on. This bunker was really crucial. And right now we have all the semifinals in the winner bracket, so it's going to be Aeon Zerg versus the World and Dandy versus TerrOru. So Peruvian semifinal.
Quite nice, quite nice. And Devil versus Aeon Zerg also.
Yeah, Devil versus Aeon Zerg. I can't wait for this matchup. It is going to be best of 5, so I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a crazy match.